Hello, Lobo fans. Welcome into another edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury, the red-hot New Mexico women's basketball team. 4 in a row, coach. Now solo third in the Mountain West, just one game out of first place. And the two teams you're trailing have just one loss, and you've given that loss to each of them. Way to go, coach. This is a great run your team is on.
Yeah, we've been playing really well the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think our players are starting to buy in and continue to get better and believe in everything that we're doing. And to their credit, they've played extremely well.
We're going to have fun in this show. We're going to review 3 of the 4 wins in a row that the Lobos have on this Mountain West roll. And you guys started it. I think it really go back to the Wyoming game. You're down at the half. You play a terrific second half. You outscore them both third and fourth quarter, beat the Cowgirls, and it's just been a snowball rolling downhill since then.
Yeah, it's been good. I think that game gave us some confidence. Wyoming is really good. Obviously tied for first place right now. And that second half, we played about as good as we could play, and it's kind of continued.
Coach has told us that the identity of this year's team is defense, but it sure feels like the offense is starting to find its rhythm here during this 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, it has. I think we're running good offense. I think we're getting good shots, and since we've started to see some fall, our confidence level has gone way up. I think with us offensively, if we can get moving and get the flow going and constantly move the ball from side to side, we gain some confidence then.
Flow is a word that we hear a lot right now in college basketball when it comes to offense. We hear it from coaches all the time. What exactly does that mean?
Well, just good movement and timing. And when that's going good and the timing is good, then you have that flow where it seems like the ball never sticks and you're constantly being able to drive the ball, or you get perimeter shots.
Is the end result of good flow quality shots?
Yeah, for us, is all we concentrate on is getting a good shot. If it goes in, it goes in. Sometimes you have better nights than others. But for us, we want to run good offense, and what good offense means to us is getting a good shot.
During this 4-game winning streak, those good shots have been going in. You're shooting 47% from the floor as a team. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think confidence. We struggled for a long time offensively, and we've made some shots. We've played pretty good defense, which has allowed us to get some runouts. To see the ball go in the basket. And, early in the game, we've really tried to attack the basket and make sure our first shot was an easy shot.
Well, those easy shots have resulted in open threes, too. I think back to the Cumber 3 that beats UNLV, and we're going to get a chance to break down that game first. But it does feel like, and I know that's one of her spots, but her range just keeps extending further and further toward the center court line. When she's standing straight in front of the basket, I feel like she's open when she gets across the timeline.
Yes, her range is pretty good. She's got confidence from out there. We have confidence in her. When she feels like she's open and can get a shot off, everybody on the team and coaching staff as well has confidence in V to shoot it.
Is there a secret sauce to the three-point shooting? Because it feels like your team is doing that better too.
Well, I think a lot of them have come inside out. I think early in the year we were shooting threes that were constantly, the ball only moved around the perimeter. And now we've been able to attack the basket a little bit more, and when we get stopped there, we can throw it out. And the inside-out three is about 10 percentage points better than the other. So, I think the quality of three that we're getting is much better.
Love the insight into the analytics there. Another thing that coaches know is an easy shot is a layup in transition or an open wing 3. You guys get out on the break because of your defense. How are you doing it, Coach?
We've gotten some stops, and we really took on a new thing, probably 3 weeks ago where we have some goals and small goals of to the first media timeout, to the first quarter and on of defensive goals that we're trying to meet in each quarter, and then obviously an end goal. And we've quit worried about outcomes and scores and things like that. Defensively, let's make sure that we're doing all we can to reach short-term goals halfway through each quarter and at the end of each quarter. And then on offense, make sure we're running good offense and get a quality shot. If we do that, we won. in our eyes, and then we'll live with whatever result there is.
I think that's fantastic stuff. You talk to any sports psychologist, if you're always looking just big picture at the ultimate goal, it can kind of get in your way. So you're chopping the game up into little segments and giving intermediate goals to your team and focusing on the process more?
Yeah, a little bit. And our thing is we don't know where we're at and how many games this team's capable of winning. We've come a long way. And we've probably done way better than a lot of people expected already. And, we wanted to make sure we could have success regardless of the outcome of the game. And so we wanted to break it down to make sure we were focused on the right things.
Well, it has obviously worked. The Lobos on a 4-game winning streak, just 1 game out of first place in the Mountain West. We've got 3 wins to break down for you. First, a historic victory in Cox Pavilion over UNLV. That's next on your Lobo Coaches Show. Welcome back into your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. The Lobos are on a 4-game win streak. The first was a win over Wyoming. Then they traveled to Cox Pavilion to take on the Rebels, who hadn't lost a Mountain West game in 29 tries. This is a tough place to win, Coach.
It is, and there's a couple reasons why. One, they draw a good crowd. It's a great atmosphere, but the most important thing is they're really good, and it's extremely difficult to have any success in there. So you got to know what you're up against and what to expect.
Well, they have one of the best big people in the nation in Desiree Young, and she did her thing, 24-17, and it looked like there were a few moments in the game they would stretch the lead out and maybe they were going to take control, but your team never quit and hung in there. And I remember what you told me, Coach. You said if we can just get this one to that final segment of the game in the fourth quarter, then maybe they'll get a little tight because there hadn't been any close games.
Yeah, it was, when you play a team this good and a team that's, pretty much supposed to run away with the league. We wanted to give ourselves a chance late in the game and get it to where people can get nervous, and somebody has to make a play, and we were able to do that.
What was the thing that you did in this game that gave you a chance against such a good and balanced and deep team like the Rebels?
Yeah, I think offensively, we continued to attack the basket. We were aggressive. We didn't settle for bad shots. The shots we got were pretty much the shots we were trying to get. And then defensively, you just have to compete because they have no weak links. They're great in all 5 spots, and and then when you talk about the 5-player in Desiree Young, I mean she's as good as it gets. So. I think for us defensively, it was being competitive the whole time, and we were able to hold our own on the boards.
I like that, and this is what you talked about in our opening segment, the confidence. When these shots are available and they're open, your team isn't hesitating at all.
Yeah, against UNLV, they're good defensively, so we wanted to make sure that if we got an open shot, we were prepared to take it and we were ready to take it. And in the second half, we shot it extremely well. We shot the 3 extremely well. And, V got really hot, and that got us back in the game.
And you can see already her range several steps beyond that 3-point line. And what about Anaya Ogman, Coach? She's just been incredible, and obviously you love getting the stick back there from Cole.
Yeah, Anaya Ogman, she's heart and soul of our team. She's makes us go. She's a great defender. She runs our team, and she kind of makes us click.
That's a tough shot in the paint right there for Nia Wilson. She is rounding into form. She's playing her best basketball of the year right now.
Absolutely. She's on a good run right now, and she's playing really well in transition, and this is what she does best is go coast to coast and lay it in, and I think that gave us our first lead of the game there.
I love the balance that your team has. You can shoot the 3, you have the ability to play down on the block, and your 2 guards, they're so good in transition, they're so good off the dribble. And you know what? We haven't even mentioned Paula Reyes. She's got all kinds of game.
She does, and she can constantly put pressure on the defense. Which is good for us offensively. It gives us another person that can attack the basket.
What about the contributions you're getting now from Ulda Joachim? She has been a revelation down there on the block for you.
She has had a really good game in this one. Got a stick back after we had played in transition, and then made a couple threes there in the first half to kind of keep us close.
You guys were undaunted by that late three they hit there up against the clock at the end of the third quarter. And this fourth quarter just felt like a heavyweight battle. It was back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, just constantly lead change after lead change, and highly competitive. This may have been the play of the game. Anaya Augman just continuing to fight and kept two balls alive there, and got a stick back to give us a lead.
You got 3 chances on that possession because of her hustle, but you knew that UNLV was not going to go away in this basketball game, and here you guys are down 2, and that's a tough shot in the paint right there.
Yeah, Nia Wilson was tremendous, especially there in the fourth quarter. Big play here, 3-point play to get us back on top here. Now it's getting late, so any stop you can get now gives you a great chance.
I thought Anaya was going to give you the strongman pose there, scoring through that contact. Such a tough shot and the 3-point play. What about this play right here, Coach?
Set it up out of the timeout, and Olda makes a great pass, and B gets a post-up layup.
It looks for all the world like she's going to kick it back out. She's looking over her left shoulder, and then she spins baseline on him.
Yeah, it was a great move offensively. Here was a big possession too, as you can tell, under a minute now, 1-point game, and we were fortunate able to get a stop there and pick up on a loose ball. And here's the game winner. Big shot there from V. I thought they did a great job there of switching up the defense and made us go to something different. And fortunately for us, V hit a big 3.
Yeah, a huge 3, a game-winning 3. You defend the final 3. You win by 3. Look at Cumber, 6 for 11 from 3. And a lot of those were way out there, Coach, including the game winner, 28 feet maybe. She's fearless.
Yeah, it's a big shot, and obviously for us, that was the best shot we could get at that time, and fortunately she had been making a lot of them there in the second half and hit a big one there at the end.
Expand on the adjustment that you made there offensively in that set to get that shot.
Yeah, we had a play set. They were man with, I think, 10 or 11 seconds left. They switched it and went zone. It's a great move on their part, and then we had to quickly get into a little quick zone offense, and we were able to make 2 passes. V found a little soft spot and hit one.
What was that locker room like after ending that 29-game win streak?
It was great. It was quick celebration, and then we had a flight like in an hour, so we had to get out of there so we could get to the airport and make our flight.
Happy flight for sure. Back to the Burkay. Okay, timeout. We come back with a home date against Fresno State next. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. Red hot Lobo women's basketball winners of 4 in a row. The streak was at 2 when they hosted Fresno State in the pit. Another tough opponent for your team, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Fresno's well coached. They can really score the ball. They're tough to play anywhere.
So, what did you expect from them defensively in this one? And obviously, you shoot over the top of it right there.
Yeah, I thought we would get a good dose of zone, and we did get some of that. I thought early in the game, Paula was able to get herself some looks around the basket, some post ups, their backdoor cut. Kind of got her confidence and got her off on a good foot, and she had a big night. So I think after Fresno kind of settled down, we got on them pretty quick there to start. After they settled down, it turned into a great game.
Yeah, Paula with a 20-point contest. You actually opened it with a post touch for Cole and an easy lay in at the bucket. Turned out to be her only field goal. I love that little flash there to the free throw line for V. She's not just a 3-point shooter.
No, V knows how to play. She's really skilled. She knows what she's doing. Here we're just running a little bit of base zone offense here. This was kind of what we were expecting is some, zone defense from them. They play a lot of people that way.
Naya showing her versatility. She's the one to flash to the elbow. She shoots a turnaround catch and shoot jump shot. Then she comes off a screen, ball in her hand, and knocks down a pull-up. She's got some variety to her game.
She does. She's got some talent. She can play. She's not just great athlete. She can do multiple things.
I love the back cut there. It sort of creates the space for that drive. Constant motion in your offense, Coach.
Yeah, offensively we've been moving the ball, and offense has been pretty good. So, hopefully that can continue.
Now that's some skill right there. That's not necessarily the open catch and shoot three you're talking about. That's a off the dribble, one step back, and yeah, Paula's just talented.
Yeah, she had a huge game in this game. She made that one with the shot clock running down.
What about defending them? What did they like to do?
They can really shoot it, and we didn't do a great job. I felt like they pretty much dominated us when they had the ball. We couldn't get them off the three-point line. We did a bad job of keeping the ball out of the paint. Therefore the score got really high. And, we got down there pretty good there in the third quarter and kind of had to fight our way back.
Well, fortunately for you, during this 4-game winning streak, Coach, all the offensive numbers are trending up. You're scoring it at 72 a game, three-point shooting about 36% from the field. A lot of things are going well.
Yeah, offensively, I don't have any complaints right now. And for the most part, defensively, we've been good. It was just Fresno is talented, and they made us pay. If we're just a half a step late, they can really make you pay.
You told me something pretty interesting, I thought, with regard to the defense being the team's identity, and you felt like that was kind of getting away. And you said, look, if we don't start playing better defense, this is what's going to happen in this game. And your offense was good enough to overcome it.
That in this game, yes, but that's not a consistent thing for us to be able to depend on. We have to be able to play to who we are, and I think we got back on track after this game.
And we'll take a look at the Air Force contest as well here coming up. But Fresno State hung around. How do you feel like you did in terms of closing them out here in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I thought we had a great stretch there for about 3 or 4 minutes and got the lead up to 14. And was happy with that. We hit a couple shots by design at the shot clock, into the shot clock, and that was that was good to see execution-wise. And then we just tried to milk the clock and hang on, in the last minute or two.
One of those shots, we just saw it from Joaquim, turnaround from about the foul line that banked in. That was one of those big ones you were talking about.
Yeah, and that one was not by design. But that was obviously a big shot for us at that time because they had tightened it back up.
Look at these stats, Coach. 4 in double figures, led by Wilson with 24. A lot of players doing a lot of good things offensively in this contest.
Absolutely. And this is kind of a game that Nia Wilson got back on track. She had a couple that were just okay. We shot the ball extremely well. It was good to see Paula have a huge night, and we needed every one of them in that game.
Nia scores without the three-point line for the most part. She can shoot it, but did a great job getting to the foul line in this game. 10 of 12 from the free throw line. How did she do that?
Yeah, did a great job attacking the basket. Once we got them out of the zone, she did a really good job of attacking the basket, and she can get herself to the free throw line. Okay,
so the Lobos take down Fresno State in the pit. Next, a road date in Clune Arena with the Air Force Falcons. That's next. The Lobos have won 3 in a row, looking to make it 4. We're back to wrap up this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. The Lobos have won 3 in a row as they travel to Clune Arena to take on Air Force. Let's break down the tape with the coach. And how did you feel like your team came out at the start of this one, Coach?
We came out really strong, especially defensively, to get the game started, and that allowed us to play in transition a little bit. Paula got us started, and then now Nia's getting it downhill, and she had a big game.
These alternate charcoal uniforms, these anthracite unis that you guys are wearing, the fans absolutely eat them up, Coach.
Yeah, I like them, and I never know what we're wearing until we take the floor, but yeah, they are pretty cool looking.
So how does the decision get made? Do the players get to do that? Does it fall with the captains? How does that work?
I'm not sure who makes that decision, but it seems like we've wore a ton of different uniforms this year.
Well, it definitely is working out. You guys are having a terrific year, just 2 conference losses, and there's that trail 3. V's range continues to get deeper and deeper, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't get a ton of three-point attempts in this game, but took advantage of that one. nice to see Charlie Cole coming back and having a good game. She struggled the last 2 or 3 games, and it was nice to see her have a big night.
Both of your guards, Coach, are so good at. We saw earlier Nia getting to the basket, a left-hand layup down the left rail where she never touched it with her right hand. There she creates a stick back for a teammate. She and Anaya getting to the rim, it just creates so much for your team.
Absolutely. I mean, those two really put pressure on the defense, and that's kind of our thing, and they kind of lead us.
So this was Nia Wilson's first career double-double, Coach. 24 points, 10 rebounds. What made her so impressive in this game?
Just her aggressiveness. She constantly attacked the basket, put pressure on the defense, and it took everything. Air Force is very, very good, scrappy. This is a good offensive Air Force team too, and they play so hard and they're so disciplined. So, it took everything we had and everything from Nia Wilson for sure.
Well, absolutely. You guys had a 20-7 first quarter, and it looked like you'd taken complete control of the game. But by the time it got to the fourth, Air Force was right there. You guys had to play every single second to close this thing out.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the way every game is against Air Force. They're never done, and they're always going to be around.
Charlie Cole with a double-double, 10 points, 13 rebounds. Why was she so effective in this contest?
I thought she got off to a good start. She got a stick back early and built some confidence.
Coach, thank you so much. Keep it rolling, 4 in a row for the Lobos.
Thanks, Robert. I appreciate it.
We'll see you in the pit on Saturday. This coming weekend, the Lobos host UNLV for the rematch. It's 2 o'clock in the famous pit. Go Lobos.